got a new tractor, and these are my thoughts after 50 hours and or my review. So I got this tractor after thinking about what I wanted to do and where I was going to use it quite a bit, and I decided that originally I thought I was going to get the L3902, but that was too big. The tires on this are like above my waist, and that 4802, I mean, the tires were like up here, and it was noticeably wider. And just navigating, you know, even around the house, it weighs more. But getting around the house, any driving through the yard, navigating through the paths in the woods that I've made, you know, without having to cut down a bunch more trees. That's just, I mean, you know, I was doing research on paper at first, and then I went to go look at them, and I just saw it, and instantly I was like, okay, no. So I went down a size, and I thought, you know, at first I was a little upset about it because I already have a B3200, which is a 33 horse diesel with a LA504 in it. And I thought that this wasn't going to be much of a step up, but holy smokes, this is way more tractor than that. So basically, on paper, the on paper stuff isn't nearly as important as it used to be. This LA526 versus that 504, this is night and day difference. This can lift a lot more. The frame itself on this tractor is stout. This is a beastly tractor. It's a lot heavier. It's a lot, you know, it's bigger than my other one. I have a BX too, but that's just for mowing and, you know, moving trailers around quick or snow blowing. But anyways, this is so I bought it thinking that, you know, I was like, well, this is a step up. I need a little bit more, but it's not going to be, you know, it probably won't be as much as I want. But it turns out that this is exactly what I wanted. I thought, you know, in my head, I was like, well, I got to get a 4802 to get this much, you know, this much, I don't know, oomph, I guess. But that's not true. This tractor does what I want. This tractor can, you know, it digs in, it lifts. The only thing, I mean, obviously you have to have weight if you want. This came with I got the heavy duty 66-inch bucket here, quick attach, and you know, if you're gonna max that thing out and just fill it and go, you need weight. And so I have loaded tires, and I got this receiver here with the rack for the suitcase weights, and I found a deal on, you know, sacrilege, right? Nixon brands here. Yeah, I don't give a crap. But I got a deal on those John Deere suitcase weights, and I figured, I was hoping at least, you know, this receiver here has to be, I don't know, 100 pounds or so. The quick catch has to be, you know, another 100 pounds or something like that. And then each of those suitcase weights is 42 pounds. And then the loaded tires, I think, maybe 400 and some pounds between the both of them. But anyways, on flat ground, I can get a absolutely full scoop and barely get the back tires off the ground. So, I mean, obviously if I'm on a slope or something like that, or if I'm digging down into a pit, I wish I had a little bit more weight, but for 90-some plus % of my use cases, this is plenty of weight. And, you know, one day I could get around to painting those black and making it look all cool or whatever, but I don't really care right now. I really like the fact that, well, I mean, just regarding this weight here, I like the fact that the suitcase weights are tucked in here. I don't want to have a huge piece of equipment hanging off to get, you know, to get 500-600 pounds, you know, so you almost don't even know it's there. And I like the fact that I got this one with a gooseneck too, because usually I have a 8-foot chain wrapped from here down there, wrapped around a couple times, and just always carry that. But if I want to haul out a log or a big tree and I don't want to pull it backwards, I can just hook a chain in the gooseneck hook the bottom of it around the log and pick this 3-point up, and it basically gives you your trailer hitch way high, so you can get a lot of lift. And I think that feature's awesome. I pretty much, I mean, honestly, you know, I'm not really a Kubota fanboy. I have Kubota, but it's mostly because the Kubota dealership is pretty close to me, and you know, another 15 minutes or something to the John Deere dealership. And at least this time, I don't know about the last times, but this time John Deere really didn't have anything better to offer me. I mean, it was basically the same thing, but they wanted a little bit more money, and I figured I'd just keep the same number for the service department because I already have a couple of them. But really don't care, not super brand loyal. Whoever's working and earning my money, right? But I really like this thing. I like it more than when I bought it, which, you know, I got almost 50 hours on it. And the hours are racking up fast. So I really like this thing. You know, I thought I wouldn't like the controls being forward. I thought, you know, because I'm used to them right here, you know. I thought I wouldn't like that, and honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. I like that some of the upgrades from the 3901, I forget all of them, but they were, you know, they're pretty decent. Like they did figure it out. Obviously, you can get these aftermarket, but this one comes with floor mats. I like the seat. It's not the crazy fanciest one you can buy, but it does have a really tight spring in it, and it does offer a little suspension when you're going. I like how this has friction, or it stays. Like I've used a lot of tractors where you just, it's just got a a hydraulic lift, and it's kind of like this right here. You just pull it back and it goes up. But this one, it's adjustable and it stays where you leave it, so it's strong, it's stuck, it's static or whatever. But you can just like quick put it to 1 or quick put it to 6, and it'll just stay there, so you know exactly where you want to use it, or exactly where you want to adjust it. And I've used that quite a bit, especially with like the Discaro. They put all of the hydraulic lines and stuff like that. They protected them pretty well inside these loader arms here. They made the fuel filter easy to see and access. It's starting to rain a little bit. The only thing I don't really like, which is like kind of nothing, is for being a bigger tractor, it isn't the easiest to get on. I mean, the step is super nice, but you get on it, and then like it's a little tight. Like I wear like size 13 or 14 extra wide boots, so like you can see, I gotta like kind of hop this shoe real. You know, I do it really fast when I get on, but then, you know, there's not a lot of room. Like, especially, you know, for me, the kids like to come up and ride too, but there's really not that much room. There's more room on the BX because it's just an open bay, and they can just slide right in between. But that's really nitpicking and not that important. But it is a slight nuisance for me. Yeah, other than that, I mean, everything comes with quick attach now. But that is an upgrade in itself. The B3200 that I had from I think it was 2013, which has like almost 900 hours on it now. No quick attach there, so that's like, you know, old school. Got to learn how to be very creative with using your bucket and hooks and all that kind of stuff to make sure you can get the job done. But man, I tell you what, having a whole new attachment on here in under 60 seconds, kind of wild. Makes it real easy to keep buying them if you can find a use for them. But I love it. For me, I went with the HST, the hydrostatic transmission. I have no desire to be doing gears. I primarily bought this for doing loader work, and you know, just moving heavy stuff around, digging, pushing, picking stuff up, getting trees up, all that kind of stuff. So not interested in shifting too much. The whine is not too bad, especially because I always have headphones in or something like that, and they basically act as earplugs too at this point. One thing I do like is if you're driving at night, I don't know if you will be able to see it, but the lights are all LED, and they actually have LED lights that shine down out to the side of your loader. So you have LED lights in the front, but then you have side LED lights that come out, so you can kind of see where you're going if you were going to turn. I had aftermarket LEDs put on. This one points kind of like down towards your rear, your 3-point here, and then I got these two up here that point forward and looking forward. So compared to, you know, it's just one of those little tiny things on a new tractor. They always update some of the cool stuff, but you turn this thing on at night and all the lights on, and you're lit up. It's got a pretty good sized fuel tank in it. I think it's 13 gallons maybe. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. All I know is if you're lower on the RPMs, it's actually not that bad. You can go quite a while on a tank. Sorry about the cough. I think I breathed in a little diatomaceous earth cleaning out some stalls. But anyways, it's not too bad. Like, you can go a really long time. Like, it's shockingly long time on a tank. But when you crank the RPMs and you're really working that engine, getting all those horses out of it, she's thirsty. So that's with anything though, I suppose. But most of the time, you know, if you're just like hauling something or doing a little bit of digging, getting a quick job done, she goes a long time. One of the other things I did notice, I mean, speaking of diesel, thankfully I live kind of close to a gas station. Like, surprisingly, there's one out here, but I really end up liking it now, because I'll just drive this thing right down to the gas station, run up right to the diesel tank or the diesel pump, put all my cans in the front, and it's pretty satisfying not having to stand there and dump in a few of those government approved cans, you know. Another feature that they added was, I don't remember what they call it, but the exhaust coming out here. People had complained about staining, which, you know, I've seen that too. I've got that on my other ones, but they've complained about the fumes getting back to the driver, the operator, and they put they designed something that sucks in fresh air, I assume back here, and mixes it with the exhaust, and it makes it a less toxic mix for the operator to breathe in, and it doesn't leave as much staining on your tractor, which I guess that's pretty cool too. Overall though, for my size property, which is 30 acres, you know, little tiny homestead farm, and mixed use, it's, you know, landscaping to cleaning out the woods to moving material or a little bit of digging or some farm chores, moving a round bale, which this can do. This is exactly what I wanted. Super nice features. I haven't found anything really wrong with it, other than the fact that they cost a fortune, which, you know, that's everything. But I'd totally buy it again. It's kind of crazy. It's very rare that I buy something and then I like it more after I bought it. So that's really cool. So hopefully, you know, at 50 hours and not seeing anything wrong with it, hopefully nothing does pop up with it later that is messed up and it's a lemon. But I really like this tractor. It'll definitely get all the work I want to get done, and don't regret buying it. And if that sounds like those are your needs and you're in the market for a tractor, I would highly recommend First of all, buying it. Second of all, this one right here. Very pleased with this tractor. Oh yeah, and I am not the only one who got a new tractor. We got 2 new tractors around here, or new to us. Dun dun dun. Look at this hog. Limited edition. Craftsman. 2006. Bought this for the kids. They see me around here on all these tractors, and I figured I'd get them something for themselves. Well, for one of them at least. One of them's too little yet, but the 7-year-old is just big enough. She can't reach pedals, so the one that I already have that I just haul trailers around with don't fit, but I found an older one with hydrostat on the wheel well, so she can sit in that seat, and it's all hand controls. So I found this thing on Marketplace, which I've never actually used. You check it out once in a while, but I've never actually bought anything off of it. And I found one, I looked one night and I saw this one, and it was pretty close. And a nice older guy listed it, so I was like, sure, I'll talk with him. And then I picked it up in the morning. But it, I went and picked it up, I worked on it for like 3 hours with her, and we made it look pretty. It was kind of falling apart, all rusty, and the wheels were original white and they had rust all over them. The mower deck was completely covered in rust. It's super faded. A little bit of rust starting in certain places, but actually the frame itself not rusty at all. It's got just a Briggs in it, but it's got a 22 horse V-twin in it, with 480 hours on it, which is getting up there, but no smoke. No smoke, starts right up, no backfiring, doesn't leak oil. So I figured, and so this is a used one, and I paid $500 for this, and I told her that, well, I did buy her a seat cover though, because the seat had one big rip in it, so we fixed that up, put a seat cover on it, and you can't even tell now. But I told her I'd put anything into it that I already had here, any cans of paint, get rid of all the rust in my time, and we'd fix it up. So got all the rust, almost all the rust off of it, treated it at least, painted it, cleaned it up, power washed it, greased this thing everywhere we could put grease, changed the oil, and surprisingly sharpened the blades, and surprisingly it still works pretty darn good. I mean, if I didn't have all this crap around here and I needed to mow a little yard, or a medium-sized yard, whatever people get these tractors for, this thing would fit the bill perfectly fine. So for $500 and 1 can of paint, a little deruster, and the seat, and she wanted, the steering wheel was missing the middle section, so I quick cut that out, and we scribbled that on there for her. 7-year-olds and whatnot. But anyways, so 2 new tractors. One is just a little bit better than the other. But anyways, 2 new tractors.